Hello, welcome to Lanmou Spiritual, formerly known as Lanmou Tarot. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or whoever may feel like watching this reading. This is for May 2020. It's not time limiting, okay? Whenever you watch it, there may be a message in there for you. Let's remember this is a general reading. It may not resonate with you, and if it doesn't, it's okay. Perhaps next time it will. And the messages have been quite spiritual for this month, last month as well, even though we did not finish all the reading. Gemini, you actually had your reading posted last month, so but most of the signs reading were not completed last month. But regardless, thank you so much for your patience. We know that I'm not posting every week. I kind of stop that until things gets back to normal. I do have a child here that I'm homeschooling, and that takes way more time than I could have imagined. And my schedule is so completely different now. Even though I'm home more, I'm spending more time at home, but it's just very different. So here you go. And if you guys want me to post more, just let me know. I will make the effort, you know. But April, it just was not gonna happen. There were so many different factors in play here. So Gemini, this is for you. Thank you for indulging my little chit chat. And also, folks, I noticed that people don't watch even half the time of the duration of this reading. And I do try my best to keep it short, but I'm always going to follow my intuition and deliver the message the way it comes out. I don't edit my videos. I don't go back and cut things out and whatnot. Just the way from the moment I push record to the end, you get the whole thing. So if you enjoyed the reading or you've gotten something useful out of it, there's different message that comes throughout. It does help the channel if you actually watch the whole reading. And I know that can be a little bit long, and I will do my best. You know, the first reading of the month usually is a bit longer, especially when we have so much heavy energy and spiritual message coming through. Anyways, I'm saying all this is to say, please show your support. Watch the readings, as much of it as you can, and also like, comment, and subscribe. This is a bit of a labor of love, okay? So more people get to see this reading, because it does take time, and I don't mind putting the time. I want to be sure that someone is benefiting from it, right? It's serving its purpose, I should say. All right, Gemini. This is for you. We have a lot of jumper for you. Gemini, messages for Gemini. Messages for Gemini. Literally, my arm's starting to hurt. My upper right arm, Gemini, from all the shuffling. I was shuffling so vigorously here for you. All right. Here we start. Major Arcana number 5, also known as a Hierophant. It's called the Wisdom here, Wisdom card. The 6 of Fire, victory and success. The 5 of Air, conflict and defeat. Major Arcana number 4, Authority, known as the Emperor. 7 of Earth, patience and planning. Major Arcana number 2, Intuition, known as the High Priestess. Major Arcana number 7, called Triumph here, known as the Chariot. Chakra number 1, the base chakra, the wood chakra. Chakra number 2, sacral chakra. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, what do we have? The 3 of Fire, partnership and alliances, the card of Sun and Aries. Facing this war reading for you, Gemini. Okay, this is about coming together here. Perhaps this is something that's been in the working. This is a new partnership that has been set in motion for a second, but it's a partnership. It's a 3 of Fire, but it's not a partnership of 3. It's a partnership of 2. There's 2 people here holding on to each other for dear life. okay? A feminine and a masculine energy. We can see them waving their flag, saying, this is my person. I'll wave my flag for you. You can wave your flags for me. This is my person. And I pulled this. It's another 3, which is the heartache and loss, okay? And I pulled this. This is the love begins card. So between that love begins and that partnership, there has been some heartache and loss. You're getting a little bit extra, Gemini. Okay, there's been a little bit of a headache. It's almost like a relationship that you guys were trying to get started, that the love was here. You knew about the love. The love begins, the emotional aspect you are very well aware of. You understood it. But the actual partnership and coming together, the alliances, there was issue here. Okay, there was quite a bit of a headache and loss in trying to get it together, to get it to come into a relationship. The feelings was here, the love was there, but the relationship aspect just was a miss, okay? But here, this is what's facing the reading, the actual partnership. 2 people literally like pulling each other. I don't know who's on top, who's at the bottom, who's pulling who's helping whom. But it's like both people holding on to each other for dear life here. This is the grasp that you take when you know you don't want the person to slip out of your hands. It's not holding hands. It's like firmly holding on to each other's arm to pull the other person up, right? It's like when that cord that has broken, that ladder, that escape has falling short. What do we hold on to each other? This is like, I'm having the visual for you guys of Kate and Leo in the Titanic, right? Of like holding on to each other's arms, not wanting to let go, because trying to keep that person, bring them on the plank. I don't know, just like giving, you are their life, that their lifeline, if you will. This is the lifeline, the last lifeline you can get, right? This is almost like something that has been in the works, a love situation. It's kind of like this is the final grasp here. That's what it feels like. If these 2 people let go of each other, or those hands slip, that's it. It's like someone is gonna fall into their demise almost, right? Or perhaps fall completely and transition into the next phase. Like there's no coming back here. Like it's so important to hold on. It's so important to hold on. And like it's I'm going on and on so far in that one card at the base of the reading. And especially if you guys are dealing with an Aries, someone with the sun in Aries, it's so, you do not want to let go of that person, and that person do not want to let go of you, does not want to let go of you. And it's so important. And that holding on to each other is important to the survival of both of you, most certainly to the survival of this connection. That's very important. Here we start with wisdom, the card of commitment, higher level of commitment, that is the card of the institutions, of structures, right? So for some of you, Gemini, that is what you have in your mind. You're being called to assume a certain level of authority during this time, perhaps in your life, in your home, in your career. You are being called, to step up, to be the supervisor, to be the manager, to step up, like, perhaps to get a special what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you have your degree already, but you're being called to go back to school to specialize in a specific area, right? It's like special skills, special knowing, wisdom as well. The wisdom that's attained not just to learnings, to the books, but also to your own intuition, to your own know-how, your own gifts, God-given gifts from your own life experiences, all the different life experiences that you bring to the table. This is how we start this reading here, and this is how you're gonna start the month. You're really gonna be paying closer attention to that aspect of the self, like, like can I take on more? Can I be that person that people can rely on? Whether in the job, whether in your home, in your family, can I take on that leadership position? You can. That's why it's there. It's a major kind of energy here. That's why it's showing up for you there. It's not showing up as the King of Wands or even the King of Pentacles. You're showing up as the Wisdom card. Spirit wants you to know that you have the wisdom to take on that higher level of commitment, okay? Whether it's within a marriage, it's within a leadership position in your community, in your job, you have it, okay? Do not doubt yourself in that regard. Here comes victory and success, meaning the decisions that you're going to take, the way you're going to lead the way here, it's going to bring you towards victory and success. And by assuming that leadership, that position, by assuming that commitment, by taking care to step up and be the man in that household, and be the man in this relationship, and be you. And I'm saying the man as in not like, you know, the man is responsible, is the one at the level, although some people do believe that, but I mean kind of like in more the vernacular way of talking, kind of like to be the responsible party here, to be the person that's gonna step up their game, right? Especially if there was if there was a chance that things might falter, because that is the next card, conflict and defeat, because there is a bit of a tension here, okay? There's a bit of disagreement here. There is a bit that someone might lose their footing here, okay? And we touched on this a little bit. There is a sense here someone might lose their way because of the conflict and defeat. There is a sense here if we don't hold on really quickly, if someone doesn't take charge, someone doesn't use their own strength to hold on, and perhaps both people need to do that, like someone might lose grasp, someone might lose their footing and fall to their demise, okay? That's why it's so important here to take on that leadership situation. And this is your reading, Gemini, so you may be the one that have to step up here, whether you're a feminine energy or a masculine energy watching this, you're a man or woman, like you may be the one that needs to step up the plate here in order to assure victory. And it's a victory that's gonna be for the both of you, because what I can tell you right now, if that person, if someone doesn't hold on daily, whoever it is that make it, that's at the top, that's pulling that person, that's the rescuer here, it's not made clear. And it's not made clear is to say that the loss is gonna be mutual. When one person let go of that person, and maybe someone might survive in this phase, in this realm, but the loss itself is gonna be felt just the same. Because I feel like there's a strong, deep connection here between you and another person, in that what they feel, you feel. If they lose, you too lose. You may not know it, you may not understand it in the physical world, but this is the reality of it, okay? And some of you may very well do understand that. Also, here we have you coming into that authority. So yes, some of you're gonna step up to the plane. That's absolutely beautiful, encouraging here, Gemini. Some of you are going to take pick up that challenge, take on that challenge and step into the authority position, okay? And to save the day here, to save this relationship, to save this company, to save, you know, whatever it is that you're being called on. You guys know your own personal life, apply it as it may. I don't know what specific energy you may be dealing with. And if you're interested in a personal reading, please contact me. Go to lanmouspiritual.com to book a reading, okay? So some of you are gonna pick up the bait here. By the way, this is also the card of Aries, so some of you clearly are dealing with an Aries, or you have a lot of Aries in your chart, but I'm really feeling that there is a sense of commitment here, and it may be a commitment that's requiring you to really step up in a sense of authority, that's gonna bring you to call on your better angels, if you will, okay? Yes, it's gonna take courage for you to do that, but I feel like you're up to the task, Gemini. It's gonna bring you closer to victory for everyone involved in this situation, okay? Especially for those of you that are dealing here with an Aries person. And here we have at the center of this reading is patience and planning. So this is not something you can do in haste, especially if you're a leader. It's very clear. A leader takes their time, a leader plans, a leader communicates clearly what is the plan. You may not say every details of the plan, but what are we working towards? It's very important here for a leader to say to the group what is expected, what is the goal, and what is expected of each one of them, what is the contribution to be as part of this group here. So as part of this relationship here, patience and planning. The planning is very important. You're not going to be hasty about it, Gemini. You're going to be very deliberate about how you go about this, okay? And for some of you've already been in the planning phase, okay? You've already been in the excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. For Gemini, communication may be an issue. Excuse me. Yes, you've been planning and planning. I feel like, Gemini, for some of you, you have been planning. You've been doing so well with the planning, but the communication part has not been, you have not been successful with that. You have not been communicating the way you should have been communicating with your person, or with your colleagues, or whatever it is that you're working towards here, because 7 is the number of mystery. You have been patient. you've been preparing, you've been planning, but I feel like it's a big mystery to anyone else that's involved. Here we have intuition. This is the high priestess, major arcana number 2. It's also the card of secret. Intuitively, you know what you want. Intuitively, your person, especially for those of you this is in regards to relationship, your person may know what they want, may know about those feelings, because they could feel the love. The relationship is not there, the partnership is not there, but they're most definitely in such a strong connection. They can feel the love, they can feel the connection, right, intuitively, but they do not know that you are planning. It's a secret. You're playing everything close to chest here, okay? You're keeping everything, like, you know, under wraps here. There's a sense here, and you're also asking for someone to be patient, but the person may not be who or what it is they're being patient for. What is the patience, like, what's on the other side of that window here, right? You want to give someone the whole world, the whole universe. You want to open the whole sky, the whole, like, all the galaxies to that person. But you're keeping everything such a secret while you're planning and strategizing. The person does not know that. What's on the other side of that window or that door? It's a door to abundance. It's a door to everlasting. It's a door to the whole cosmic, you know, knowledge, Akashic record, to, like, infinite happiness and abundance. It's a door to, you know, like, protection. I'm being called to look at that ink symbol around her neck here, the medallion of protection. You really want to cover that person, like, with happiness, and you want to provide everything. Some of you, that's part of it. You want to be a great provider, but that person does not know that because you're not communicating that. You shut off communication. Literally, my throat chakra was shutting off for a second here. I could feel it, like, that it wasn't a lump in my throat. I could feel it, like, closing off, like engulfing and closing up. So, like, for some of you, that's a very important thing right now. We do not have the throat chakra here. What we have under patience and planning is a base chakra. Okay, it's a base chakra right under. Yes, I'm skipping that card for whatever reason. They're asking me to leave that for last, but this is the base chakra. This is about being grounded. This is being grounded, okay, to be rooted. This is an earth energy with the patience and planning. And here we have the base chakra. What are you planning is firmly based and rooted right here on the ground. And yes, it's gonna take time because everything physical is heavier energy. It goes a little bit slower. It takes time. Yes, the patience is so important here. Being grounded is so important here. Some of you really don't want to get carried away towards the victory and success. You really want to remain even footed. You really don't want to get, you know, carried away by emotions and all the beautiful things that, you know, you're gonna experience in the future. But at the same time, we don't want you don't want to get so rooted that you're planted, like you dig the hole so deep, your roots so deep into the soil that you cannot transplant that tree. You cannot transplant yourself to another place. Some of you because the card before this we have after intuition is major arcana number 7. This is a chariot, being called triumph here. Yes, the chariot is the energy of triumph. Triumph that comes after movement, travel. Travel is expected with that triumph card. Okay, movement is expected here. For me, the chariot sometimes is a card of choice. We usually see two different opposite looking, you know, horse or some kind of, like, you know, a figure that is leading the chariot, as in which way you're going to go. Here someone have the red flag of victory, of triumph, because they're on the go here. They've already won the victory. They've already been triumphant. So it's almost like they're on their way to celebrate their success, right? The triumph is almost in the decision making, in the path you're choosing to go towards. And what comes before the chariot, what is major arcana number 6, is the Lover's card, your card. For some of you, that's why we had this, I had to show it to you guys. The love already happens. Love begins. The love already happened. Y'all already know who has the key to your heart. Who's your heart? You already know that. What's been in question, heartache and loss, it's all the mental things, it's all the difficulties in bringing forth this partnership, the alliance. That's what's been in question. That's what's been, that's where all the trouble have been. And yes, Gemini, the planning is needed to happen, the patience need to take place. But during this time here, Spirit is really asking you, it's time to move. It's time to make the move, okay? Especially in regards to a romantic situation. If you've been with someone, you've been asking them to be patient. Actually, perhaps some of you we're not even communicating that to that person. You've been preparing and planning, making plans for that person because you know this is your person and you're not even telling them. And there's a need here for you to start moving, okay? There's a need here for movement to happen underground in the physical world, not just in the spiritual realm, as it is a spiritual connection, a divinely guided connection we have with the Lover's card, not just with the offer of love that begins, but there's a need here for us to ground this, for us to start materialize this connection into an actual partnership, okay? We have 2-3 here, communication. You rule the third house, Gemini, okay? We have, each time I pull that and I talk to you about that heartache, this is Saturn in Libra energy. This is another 2 threes about communication. Third house energy, communication, short distance travel as well with for that house of Gemini of Mercury here. So some of you, travel is so important here. You may feel like you're so wounded, you are so, you almost like you got stuck in your way. And Spirit is calling you to start moving, because your triumph is waiting for you, your victory is waiting for you with that 6 of fire here towards what you truly desire. Sacral chakra, it's about our this is about our reproductive organs, our sexual organs, where we store all our emotions. This is the lower part of the abdomen. This is about our sense of creativity. This is where the womb is, where we carry our children. This is the center of creation in our body, okay, of our own sense of emotionality. It's of our desires, our passions. What are we passionate about? So this is the question Spirit is pushing you towards here. Your true passion, which is in alignment with that love, with that connection that you already know about. To bring it together, it's almost like to consummate that relationship. There we go. It's consummate that relationship with someone you already know. You already know your person. This is a reconciliation. Card of reconciliation. Okay. This is absolutely beautiful here. Get back again in touch with your desires, with your passion. Because I feel like, Gemini, in your heart you have no issues. You already know. In the heart space as we've been engaged, you already know who your person is. But to in the physical world, to wood this love, to ground this love. This love has been happening, I feel like, in the upper realm. To ground this love, to focus on the passion, to bring the passion in this, to remove the sense of secrecy, the shroud of secrecy is so important here. And to extend that hand, that lifeline. You're being called to do so. Clarification on the base chakra, Spirit, for Gemini. Oh, okay. The way this cards came out, Page of Cups again. Yes, some of you, Gemini, may need to apologize. I'm getting apology very heavily here. You may need to apologize to your person, okay? And it's 3 cards that came for that base chakra. You may need to apologize for your person. Communication is needing here, okay? Apologizing for perhaps being in and out, apologizing for not being grounded, for the constant back and forth, you know, travel. Perhaps there was distance, and to offer love, to bring in that love, that cup of love, to bring it back in, to reconnect that love that's happening in the heart space that you know intuitively, to reconnect it in the physical, to ground it in the physical. This is the Ace of Cups again that we've been talking about. I already knew it was going to come up in your reading, Gemini. So far, we had no love card. We have no water energy on the deck. But I was getting so much love energy for you just with that 3 of fire, which is also not even a water cup. But that Ace of Cups showed up there at the bottom, wanted to be seen. And here it comes again. At the base chakra, at your root, at the very root of this issue, of this relationship, it's so important to communicate. It's so important to allow those feelings to come out. Okay, this is youthful energy here. This is kind of like you know, when you get older, you're in relationship, you don't just focus on the love, you know, on the emotional aspect of it. You think through your mind, is that person good for me? Is that person connect with my family? You know, you have to take all those things into consideration, of course. And here Spirit is telling you to be very much lighthearted, to be that young person again that focus on the love, to focus on that heart here, okay? And we have a W and in him. If you put that upside down, that's showing up for you. So if either one of you have those initials, a W or an M, that's very much so important. And look at the hand of the angels. You have the cup running over, abundance of love here. There's a lot of love, and I didn't need any cup energy to say that. That's what we've been talking about. And here we have the Six of Cups, conciliation to the heart chakra, to bring the passion back in this, to reconnect in a new way, in a new passionate way with your person. Okay. And for some of you, there's definitely gonna be travel here. I feel like you and your person maybe at a distance, or there's it's just an emotional distance. But with the Chariot, there's travel happening. Okay, travel is needed to happen here to communicate. Look at the way the fish is jumping out of the cup here. It's almost like if some of you have been suppressing your feelings and not letting that person know, that's part of the secret, or not allowing the person to know that you have big plans, for us, or that job, that career that you're trying to take off the place. You've been working on a project, on a new product, on a new process, and you've been keeping it a secret under the lead, like whatever it is. If it's not about love for you guys, but there's a strong love energy coming through here. It's almost like it's going to escape you. Like it's like you won't be able to hold on to it for anymore, because it has to come out. Communication needs to happen here. Okay, I'm gonna get some clarification for you on the High Priestess intuition, clarification on Major Arcana number 2 and intuition for Gemini, please. What do we have? Five of Pentacles, the card of feeling lost and abandoned, a sense of lack, whether it's a sense of poverty. I feel like for some of you, Gemini, what you've been keeping a secret from yourself, or even from your person, it's you afraid of this. You want this to be a secret. For some of you, felt like you didn't have enough. Okay? For some of you, you kept it a secret that you felt perhaps even abandoned, a sense of isolation. If it's about career, you felt like a sense of lack in terms of the resources available to you, lack in terms of money. So for some of you, that's what you've been keeping on the wrap here. You are planning. I truly feel like some of you want to give the best in the world to your person, a sense of abundance. When you look at this card, you have like a window or a door that just suspended into space here. Everything seems almost kind of normal, but only if you look, or you feel a bit deeper, you see like, oh, what's outside on the other side here is the whole world, is the whole sky open up. There's no limit, right? This sky is the limit. There's no limit here, the way that light is shining through, right? So it's there's a sense here, there's a sense of lack, of loss, that's just absolutely not warranted, that has been experienced, whether by you or by your person. And it has to do with the secret, to keeping things secret. And for some of you, also not listening to your own intuition, because if you listen to your intuition, you would already know. You already have everything in order to be together. You don't need this and that and the other. You don't need to have that amount of money in order to have a partnership, to be in a relationship. These are the stuff we put on ourselves. This is the mentality. This is a sense of lack, right? The way this is a perspective. I'm going to take one more for you guys on intuition. Oh, and there we go. The Tower. Yes, and this is coming to an end, okay? The Tower is coming to an end. Like wherever it is that there was that sense of secrecy, that sense of, oh, I don't have enough, that whatever that was here, that was keeping things stuck, that way of thinking, of feeling isolated, or because I don't have enough, or because or being afraid of someone not being there for you, to feel a sense of isolated, to feel a sense of being off kilter, right? For some of you have real fears, with fear of abandonment. That's a real thing. It's almost like you felt like you have been planning and patient, almost like you were afraid to come together with that person. So, excuse me, it doesn't ruin the connection. But the Tower is coming. excuse me, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I get burpy. And whatever was blocking your throat chakra is also going to be disrupted here, Gemini. Okay, whatever was blocking your throat chakra where you could not communicate. I'm going to take one more clarification for you on the chariot, the triumph card here, and then we're going to keep it moving. All right, one more clarification on major arcana number 7, the triumph card. And that movement is going to happen very fast. All of a sudden, I feel a sense of wash for you, Gemini. A sense of wash, and even a shuffling the card. Queen of Pentacles, yes. That person that you with, or the two of you together, coming together, Gemini, or whatever it is that you're trying to create, you're going to have a lot of abundance, okay? You're going to create something very beautiful here. Even if it's just a relationship, I shouldn't say just, even if it's in regards to a romantic relationship, just know that you're going to, it's like the two of you together, that partnership and alliance, you're going to end up working together, not just in a sense of like having a love connection, a very deeply emotional and spiritual connection, but also you're gonna be able to create together, to create abundance as far as money. When I lift that up, this is what we see. The queen of water. So and if it's just about career for you guys, this is purely about career and your money situation. Whatever you're trying to create here, that spirit is pushing you towards, to take that commitment, to take that authority, that responsibility for. It's also going to bring you a certain level of fulfillment. We have victory and success here, but also it's going to bring you a certain level of fulfillment emotionally. And here we have the justice card at the bottom, and that and the 10 of pentacles. Okay, money, prosperity, like this is justice, bringing things to a place of fairness. And I'm telling you, like, this is something quite major and beautiful here. Do not let go. Hold on as much as you can to this. Hold on to that connection, hold on to that person, and make sure that you bring it back to here. It cannot, a relationship cannot just be in the head. The relationship cannot just be I mean, I guess it could be, but that's not what they're calling you for right now. Spirit is calling you right now to ground this thing, to set a new foundation with that sense of authority, to step into to step into the position of assuming the responsibility here in this relationship, even if it's be within your colleagues or a romantic situation. Okay, to be the one to almost to fight for it, Gemini. Okay, to keep it together, to fight for it. And here again we have the High Priestess, again major arcana number 2. Here we have the initials BJ. We have more initials for you. So for some of you, if you have those initials, or your person have those initials, that's even greater significance. Okay, this is on the Triumph card. And look at this, here we have the World card. This is the World card here. It's about closing down the cycle. The Triumph, for you, is in movement. Yes, the World card is about the closing of a karmic cycle, but it's also a card of travel itself, traveling around the world. Some of you, travel is so important here. Traveling is so important here. Okay, movement is so important here. And for some of you, it may be about a secret travel. Okay, it may be about a secret travel. This also drills down to a 3. We have 2, 3 here, right? Major arcana number 2. We have major arcana number 21, that drills down to a 3. Communication, travel. This is long distance travel though, with the World card here. Traveling around the world, entering a new cycle. Okay, by that travel, by that movement, by you choosing a path to go towards, because we don't just travel and start galloping around. We have to make a choice first. Where are we gonna go? That's why for me, the Chariot, that card here, major arcana number 7, is always more about the choice than the Lover's card ever could mean, because we are at the center here. You have 3 to the side, 3 to the side. Where are you gonna go? Which path are you going to follow? And here I feel like for some of you, you're going to communicate, because the 3 also about communication. You're going to choose the path to communicate. You're going to also travel towards your person, or travel towards what it is that you want. And if it is like, by the way, if it is like someone you're traveling towards, you're gonna get on a plane. This is like long distance travel. Okay, you're gonna have to get on a plane. It's not like you can get in the car and come, and your person may not know it, that you've made that decision to travel after you've come to that disruption, that time moment happened, to open up your intuition, to get you to come out of a place of secrecy, to shift your perspective about this connection, and to tackle your own fear. I feel like you may be keeping it a secret that you are traveling towards that that person. They may not know it, and your point is to come and to bring that cup of love again, to offer that cup of love, to experience the passion that can be in this relationship, okay? Or that this relationship can be, this passionate aspect of the relationship, to at least communicate some of these plans to your person. This is absolutely beautiful here. A lot of major energy. This is the Woman's Oracle card. At the bottom, we have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Yes, be in the moment, Gemini. Be in the moment. And here we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. Yes. So I'm telling you, Gemini, there is I feel like it was you, Gemini. I truly feel like it was you, my dear Gemini, that were really trying to almost you're trying to maintain control of the situation by keeping secrets, perhaps secrets even about the way how you feel. You're not expressing. Your person may already know how you feel because if they're so deeply connected with you, but I feel like you're trying to keep it a secret, and you are most certainly were trying to keep it a secret and not communicating your plan, your vision for you and that person in this relationship, okay? People wearing a false self-mask in the relationship. It's not like you're being deceiving in order to hurt that person, or your person was deceiving you. You were wearing a false self-mask, as in you were presenting yourself, the situation, in a way that it's not that, and you knew that's not what it is, because you're already planning, you are being patient about it, you are just not communicating it. And it's a lesson for all of us that, we only have right now. We can plan. Yes, it's good to be patient. Yes, we cannot push things and rush things, but we only have right now. We have this moment right now, right? There's so long we can wait. There's so much we can plan for, especially if we're planning because we feel like we need to have, to drive this kind of car. We need to make that amount of money. No, at least express yourself to that person. Let that person have a chance to tell you how they feel. Let that person have a chance to tell you what's important to them. Maybe that person does not want to live, in a high rise. Maybe that person does not want a 5-bedroom house. I don't know. Express yourself. Communication is so important. Here we have Spirit Fox at the bottom of the deck for you. This is the Angels and Ancestors card. Trust your talents in changing time. Trust your talents in changing time. Yes, the times are changing. We cannot go doing things the way you used to do. And that's why you're being called here to that leadership position here. And the Emperor energy and the Hierophant energy, okay? You are being called to be a little bit more sly. The fox is very sly. It's very smart. It's a very smart animal, the fox, okay? And here we have your card that flew out for you. What do we have? We have Water Guardian. Connect with your emotions. Indeed, connect with your emotions. That is so needed for you, Gemini, because some of you have been way too much in your heart space trying to control things from the heart space, as you have to do this, you have to do that. You can't approach that person until this happen, or you're waiting for a sign before that can happen. And all you have to do is to connect with your heart, because the love begins before that. You already had that, and your intuition, I've already told you already knew. Okay, I'm gonna read from the book for you. It says here, take time to understand how you really feel. Know that your sensitivity is not a curse, but a gift that allows you to receive and understand messages directly from your soul. Through helping you acknowledge your deepest emotions, the angels of water help you to hear the messages these have for you, and to unlock your intuitive powers and the energies of abundance. Yes, unlock your intuitive power. Here we have the card of intuition. And I say waves instead of saying have. So for some of you, the way this is gonna come towards you. Something may happen here with that tower moment. There may be a disruption that happens here, or you suddenly realize that person may slip through your grasp, and then that shakes things up for you, where it opens the gate of your intuition, where emotions is flowing to wave and wave. Let's not forget here, the High Priestess card represents the moon in the tarot, okay? It's a symbol for the moon in the tarot. So it's like the moon, like the shadows of the moon, like all of a sudden removing the shadow, like stepping out of the shadow and stepping into your emotion, because the moon is also deep intuition. And also deep feelings and emotions, right? So for a lot of you, Gemini, it's so important right now to connect to your emotions, to allow this energy of those waves of emotions and intuition to and feelings to flow through you, okay? To not try to restrain it. Either way, I feel like it's going to escape out of the cup. Whatever you've been trying to keep hidden, that fish is about to escape, to jump out, okay? And here we have, I'm going to keep reading for you, Gemini, because I feel like you guys can benefit from that. It says your angels want you to know that it's okay to feel the emotions that are surfacing in you at this time. It doesn't matter if they are joyous or sad. They are all powerful messengers that allow you to understand what you want and need. Take time to breathe and acknowledge them. Let them flow through you rather than crashing down on you as an overwhelming wave. Here comes the wave. I said wave earlier. Here comes the wave. Overwhelming wave. That's what I was feeling, right? And I keep something on my words here. It's almost like that communication is so difficult for you guys, even as you are going to be feeling these waves of emotions. For the communication aspect, the way it's going to come out may not be the most eloquent way, because it's just going to be a lot. It's going to be almost overwhelming, right? Note that there are also intuitive psychic messages arising in you at this time. And unless you acknowledge everything as it comes up, you may miss important guidance that can lead you to support and love. Look at this, High Priestess, intuitive messages. Literally twice High Priestess come here. There's clearly intuitive messages coming through you, okay? And that's going to disrupt the way you see things. But that disruption is really going to remove you from that feeling of that mentality of lack that you've been experiencing. Some of you might have been very obsessed about things, material things, right? But it seems like Spirit wants you to reconnect to your passion. Your intuition is going to lead you closer to your passion, to your feelings, to your emotions, okay? Your emotions, you experience it. The sacral chakra is where your emotions reside in, okay? Your sense of creativity, your sense of passion. And that's why that tower, I feel like, is going to awaken again in you, that disruption that's happening in your life. I hope this reading brings you some kind of clarity, Gemini. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you feel like it, also share it with anyone you think may benefit from it. I'm so happy to be in this journey with all of you. Please take care of yourself and each other. Practice patience. Open your heart space, and communicate, okay? You're being called into a very important position here, and you're up to the task, Gemini. Believe it, trust it, follow your intuition. It's not gonna leave you, it's not gonna lead you, misguide you, lead you away from your true path, okay? And enjoy the passion that's coming in here. There's a reconciliation here, there's travel here, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.